All right, welcome back to another TMT Agent Spotlight. It's your host, Tyler Miller, with the Tyler Miller team. Sitting here today with two lovely team members because we just have so many amazing things happening that, we just got to start doubling up at this point. But across from me is the wonderful Corey Brenner, and to my right is Eugene.
Eugene, yes.
Eugene.
The nickname is a mystery.
We don't know where it came from. Evgeny
Yes.
Vyrlan.
Yes.
So first off, welcome guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you making some time. I know you guys are both crazy busy right now. Hot spring market's here. So, try to keep this under like 3 hours if that's okay with you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Everyone listening just turned it off. Yeah. We're like 3 hours. No, we're done.
It's a lot of time.
It's not going to be 3 hours. I promise. So anyways, the point of this podcast and video is to highlight some of our amazing team members because we do have 16 team members now, and I think it's important to make sure that the people that are doing really, really well are getting recognized and getting the spotlight put right on them because not an easy industry. There's a lot of ups and downs in this industry, probably more downs than ups. And that's just reality, but we got to make sure we celebrate the good times too, right?
Yep.
So that's why we're doing this, and I want everybody to get to know you guys. So started out by introducing yourself for the people that don't know you guys. Corey, why don't you go first? Maybe give us a little bit of insight on how long you've been in the industry, how long you've been on the team. What did you maybe do before real estate? Tell us about your family, your friends, your life, all that stuff.
So I'll just kind of give a quick synopsis. So graduated college in 2011, and from that really got into HR recruiting and more on the recruitment side and employment with the hiring and firing of people from large Fortune 1000 companies. From that, made the transition into real estate in 2020. So coming up on year 3. Here in August. So it's been a great transition for myself. I've had a lot of monumental life experiences through this time frame, and it's created a lot of opportunity that has now led to me not second guessing at all this industry and knowing that it was the right decision for myself. So,
and when you got into the industry, you kind of started in more of like a niche type of model. Talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah. So kind of did a little bit of the traditional buying and selling, but got into more of a niche, like you mentioned, into wholesaling as well as buying homes, holding, flipping them, and then selling them on the retail market.
Yeah. So you were one of the smart ones, essentially.
If you can say that.
Yeah. Doing the stuff that makes a good investment, makes good money for not just clients, but for yourself too, which is awesome. Yeah. When Corey jumped on our team and he had all this wealth of knowledge, to me, that was like amazing. And I remember the first month you're on the team, you gave us a bunch of different things to look at and explore. And it's been great. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about family life, what you do for fun.
Yeah. So family life, as mentioned, started real estate in 2020. Actually ended up getting married to my college sweetheart in 2021. So I had a little bit of a COVID wedding in up north, which was nice. From that, also just recently became a father for the first time, which was exciting. So I have a 6-month-old beautiful baby girl named Lainey. Really, really exciting from that as well. And then when I'm not working in this crazy market right now, like you mentioned, spending time with the family, hopefully get some more time up at the lake, doing just fishing, boating activities there, as well as just spending time with family and friends.
Yep. And you're a big traveler.
Big traveler. Yep. Yeah. When we have the opportunity, we like to indulge and go on trips. When
I turn on the vibes in the team room, there's like this video that plays when it's just like this kind of vibey, cool music that, makes you focus. And it's always these really cool destinations. And Corey was sitting there and be like, oh yeah, that's this place. I've been there like 3 times. And every time I'm like, you son of a.
This hotel right here on the screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right down there. That's where this happened. And I'm like, it's like the most beautiful place I've ever seen. He's like, oh yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of places you want to go to.
Almost ruins traveling for
right. I don't even have to go anymore. I just let him describe it to me. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Your family's great. Love your wife. I I think I've met Lainey once, maybe. I think she was in here.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yep,
but
I brought her in one
I'm
time.
sure she's cooler than you, so that's fine.
Yeah.
And then let's jump over to Evgeny Vyrlan, Mr. Eugene himself. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been in the industry? How long you been on the team?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do before real estate?
All right, yeah. So I have been in real estate for a little under a year and a half now. I think that's going to be coming up like next month or so. And I've been on the team ever since because, you know, I was during my classes, I was being recruited. I had a couple interviews, but then you came along and that was like an instant yes. Compared to all the other teams I interview with, it just never felt right. I'm like, oh, this is so old fashioned.
Yeah.
It's like none of it seemed right. And then after meeting with you, I don't know, we spent like an hour and a half in that Caribou.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then shortly thereafter, I was signed with the team. So that was
Magic happened in the Caribou that
It
day.
did. That was a very nice Caribou.
I think that's the first. That's like the first. Well, I don't want to say it's the last time I saw you dress up, but like, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, you look good all the time.
Well, the problem is since then I've gained a lot of weight, so all my really nice stuff just doesn't.
He's up to
fit.
like 175 now. Look out!
Actually, that's pretty close.
I know. Freaking
But yeah,
guys.
so unfortunately, a lot of it just doesn't fit. So once things start clicking a little bit more, I'll be doing a whole wardrobe.
Just don't get rid of them tight dress pants, baby.
And those are
Those are the
gone.
moneymaker.
Those
They're
are
gone?
gone? Yeah.
No.
They were a little too tight.
Oh,
let's be
no,
honest.
they
were a
no.
little too tight.
They were good. What did you do before real estate?
So I was a carpenter. I was a carpenter for about 4 years. Did a lot of finish work like trim, flooring, and I spent all that time on one job way up north, Leech Lake. It was like a multi-million-dollar log cabin. It was a really, really cool experience. It was fun because it was like the entire house is built out of log frames, and it wasn't done properly. So you can imagine what kind of nightmare that was. So after a certain point, I decided this wasn't for me. So then I decided like what makes sense for me, and I was kind of over the whole manual labor thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? You know, I have a lot of experience in homes, and then my parents did a lot of buying and selling growing up. So I'm like, you know, maybe real estate's the right thing. So I looked into it, talked to a couple people. I'm like, I think this is where it's gonna.
Yep.
This is what makes sense for me.
Yep. And those of you who are watching or listening and have worked with Eugene, you know just how amazing of a guy he is. Like, he's very genuine. Anytime that I see you interacting with business partners or clients or anyone, you're always just like, you can just tell you love it. You're very passionate about it, and you have a big heart, which is what you need in this industry. So that's what I saw in the Caribou that day.
Yep.
I was like, this guy's got it going on.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I chose it because I'm like, because my last job, I mean, the money was there for sure, but the fulfillment, the sense of purpose just wasn't there. So this is the one thing I love about being in real estate. It's every time you get to a closing table and like have someone's dream come true, especially first time home buyers.
Yeah.
It's just such a good feeling because then it kind of brings you back to the first moment you bought a house.
Yep.
And that feeling just never goes away after helping every single client.
Yeah. Well, and you know how monumental it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's setting themselves up for so much wealth and good times. What do you like to do for fun?
So lately, my big hobby is volleyball. That's kind of like once like it warms up, even winter.
Are you up at the Lookout?
No, not the Lookout. I'll be at Mama G's this year
Okay.
and Ham Lake Lanes for 2 different leagues.
Nice.
So, yeah, so during the winter, I still do indoors, but once summer rolls around, you'll find me at like league nights 3 nights a week.
Yeah.
And the beach. I'm also a beach bum. So as soon as it's warm out and it's a nice evening, I'm at the beach. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start playing volleyball. And that's
I
basically
love
my
volleyball.
life.
Do you ever play volleyball?
I did.
Yeah.
Once you hit over 30, you kind of just stop
I
doing
still
physical
play.
activity.
I still play, but the only time I ever play is if we're like on vacation.
Yeah.
You know, we're at the resort where they have the
Yeah.
volleyball. But like, dude, like if you need a sub, I ain't bad.
Yeah. I was going to say, we're always looking
You
for
know,
people.
I might blow a hammy, but I'm gonna give it my all.
I was going to say, I don't think I have too many years left because like I'm short. So vertical really matters when you're playing volleyball.
Yeah.
And every year, the vertical just seems to
Yeah, you get a little shorter. You're not shrinking.
Why? Who knows? Maybe. I have bad posture, so who knows?
Your pants are too tight. That's the problem.
It's keeping me down.
Gosh, man, I miss volleyball. Yeah, seriously, let me know. I'd love to. One night, just fill in. All right, so jumping into the reason you guys are on the Spotlight podcast this week, let's talk about the production that you guys have put up. And in real estate, it's not all about the closings, as we know. Like, it'd be great to be like, hey, you got 10 closings, you're on the Spotlight. But the things that lead to closings and lead to helping, as many people as possible are the activities that you have to do. And the big activity is setting appointments. So you guys crushed it. Over a 30-day span, Corey, you had 17 appointments. So basically every other day, which is crazy. You had 3 open houses, all while doing this, while raising a daughter, being a husband, all that stuff. And you got 1 offer accepted. That's, there's not many people doing 17 appointments in a month. So that's incredible. And then Eugene, in 30 days, you had 12 appointments. Again, like that's not easy to do. 1 open house and 2 offers accepted. So, you're twice as good as Corey, obviously. If 2 offers accepted. No, I was kidding. It just worked out that way. But that's so for quick math. If you do 6 appointments, you get an offer accepted. So just remember that. Talk about the habits, routines, things that you do in your daily and weekly grind that you can kind of look to be like, that is a big reason of why I'm starting to have success. So, Corey, why don't you go first?
Sure. I think one of the biggest things was when you and I individually sat down and I said that I was kind of struggling as a new dad, just trying to juggle the job, being there for the family. But it boiled down to just time blocking. Yeah. And just being consistent with that. I know we heard that from the Fast Forward movement to us having a personal conversation, just saying like, hey, what can I do to get a little bit more dialed in? Because I feel my mind is bouncing back and forth. When people send me emails and you are a dog chasing a ball in this industry always, right? So you jump off that, but you really need to stay focused and really just staying true to what those time blocks are. Yeah. Because I credit that to our success.
Yeah. Out of all the people that I've met, you're definitely in the top 5% for like sticking to a time block. Like it's pretty cool to watch you. Like you're always consistently just like you don't like, you say hi, you have your pleasantries, talk about all the cool places you've been and make me feel bad on the TV. But then like you just get to work and then like it says in your calendar, like that one's done. You just get up and you're on to the next thing. And like, that's why you're always going to be successful. Like it's when we start to kind of get distracted or just like, oh, I've done this so many days in a row. Like I'm just going to skip it this time. Like that's when we get in trouble. So kudos to you for that. I could have answered that for you. Yeah. Like I knew like time blocking is so critical, but it's hard, right? It's like, there's no one that's perfect. I wish I could say I stick to my time blocking all the time. Running a team and all that stuff, like it's super hard. That's why we have 2 on the podcast instead of 1, for example, today. Supposed to have 3. Someone else didn't stick to time blocking. But it's just, it's hard, especially with the family and all that stuff. So kudos to you for that. Eugene, what about you? Like talk about some routines, habits, things that are really, you're starting to see, it's paying dividends.
Yeah, so time blocking is very important. I think I'm not as good at sticking to my time blocking as some of the other agents just because since I'm newer, a lot of things happen a little bit more often. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of saying no necessarily. So I try to stick to it as best I can. But for me, the biggest routine I've had is just following up with people because I think that's been my biggest success so far. That between the 2 offers I have pending, and then I have 5 active buyers as well, and all of them but 1 I've been talking to for over a year. Right. So a lot of it has just been sticking to the follow-ups, knowing when to say something, when to not, and then just being patient. Yeah. I guess that's big. Especially when we went through what we went through in 2022. Yeah. It was that maybe threw a wrench into some things with the rates and stuff. But it's for any realtors listening to this or watching this, did you catch that he said he's been following up for a year? Like that's pretty much what you see. It's very, very rare do you get someone that's like, hey, I'm ready to go. Right. Like it doesn't happen that often. Usually, even if they're like, I'm ready to go, it still takes 4 months. Like, you know what I mean? Like before they're actually ready. Yep. Every now and then you'll get one, but for the most part, that's our job. Staying in front of people forever. Yep. Until they buy or die, as bad as that sounds, but that's what it is, right? So okay, that makes sense. I think following up and time blocking, if agents just figured out those 2 things, they'll be successful, right? So, any people in your life that you owe success, maybe not just in real estate, but in life too, anyone you want to recognize that's given you some good tips or I don't know, just, so I think none of us are self-made, right? We're all
a product of so many different people that have helped shaped us, and just anything that comes to mind when you think of other people in your life that are like good support system or whatever. Corey?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say my wife, Sarah, has been amazing since I made the transition into real estate. I knew it was going to be, I was leaving a pretty cush job that I had, making a good amount of money, never have to worry about anything from Bill's standpoint, to going on a little bit of a roller coaster ride of, you have months where you are doing amazing, and then you have some months where you're like, oh crap, I'm not getting a paycheck.
Why did you make the change? Did you say that? Did I miss that?
Well, I just got sick of the monotony of what I was doing in my
there's the same.
It was the same routine every single day. You know exactly what you're doing. You have the Monday morning meeting, you have the Tuesday afternoon meeting, you have the Wednesday meeting, and then in the meantime, from that, you're meeting with other managers, and it's.
But yet, you love time blocking.
Yeah, I do. But also at the same time, like Eugene can echo a little bit more on that. You're working with people, and working with them on their biggest decision that they could potentially be making.
It's more fulfilling,
lives.
Right?
Definitely a lot more fulfilling, and then you don't have the monotony. You're working with new people, new situations. You're encountering that all the time. So
yeah. And I didn't mean to step on your touchdown call.
Oh, go ahead.
Sarah, yes, is amazing. Having a spouse that is supportive is like a must. If you don't have their support, you will just get out of the industry.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to get divorced, or it's just not going to go good, right?
Yep.
You have to have that person that sees that vision.
Yeah, and she's been by my side the entire time, so she's kind of been with me through the ups and downs within this industry. But I mean, she's starting to now see of like, hey, I understand why you made this transition and why it's been, and where it's going to take all of us to live our ambitions to, have our financial freedom here in another handful plus years.
Yep.
So,
what about you? Anyone that comes to mind you want to recognize?
Yeah, there's actually a couple people. So I've been very fortunate to have a lot of good male role models in my life. So especially from my dad, growing up seeing him, then also working with him as a teenager, and then the last couple of years. But then also my first real job, I was a maintenance guy in a nursing home. John Hagan was my manager. Great leader, great teacher, and then he also taught me a lot in life. And then when I moved to the University of Minnesota for a few years, I had two managers there, Luke Day and Rob. It was the kind of same scenario. They just like took me under their wing, both in life and in the work environment. They just taught me so much from that.
Yeah.
And then it like helps build your confidence when you have, older men like that, kind of just like showing you respect at a young age and like trusting you to do stuff like that. So it really builds the confidence and work ethic when you're younger.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important to just have those good role models around you. Cool. Though, thanks for sharing that. Although neither of you said me, so that's fine. No, I'm just kidding.
Soon.
I mean, I teed it up. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, so moving on. So we talked about the good. We talked about the fun. Like I said earlier, there's probably more downs and ups in this industry, in any sales job, really. Talk about what you have identified as your biggest struggle so far, whether it's this year, in the industry in general. Like shed some light for other people that might be thinking about real estate or just interested in our industry. Like, what is your biggest struggle, Corey?
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things I struggle with is that there's some people that I have been tracking down for years now.
Yep.
And you don't hear from them.
Yeah.
And, it gets frustrating because I try not to take things personal, but you're like, is it me?
Yeah.
Anything else? But I'd love to just hear.
Is it your red hair?
Yeah. Who knows?
With your red shirt?
Yeah.
Probably.
The beard. I don't know if they're into that or what's their type.
Yeah.
But it kind of just irks me a little bit to say like, hey, I've reached out 50 plus times. Can I get a pulse check?
Yeah.
Are you alive?
Like,
if you just say, hey, I hate your face, great. At least know that I won't call you anymore.
Well, that's why some realtors end up sending texts that are like, is this Corey?
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, because we're just like, are you alive?
Yeah.
Like, give me a sign. I'd love to stop following up with you.
Right.
I'm just trying to be there for you,
right.
And it's hard because like you say, it's probably not personal, but but in our world, business is personal. It's not like we're getting paid a salary, right? Where like if we make the calls and no one answers, it doesn't really matter. It's just business. Like for us, it's our lifeline.
Right.
So it is kind of personal.
Yeah.
And it's never going to get easy, but the sooner you realize that like they don't think about us nearly as much as we think about them.
Right.
Like then it's like, oh, okay. Like they just don't. I mean, think about all the spam emails or people that reach out. Like it's, if I'm not in the market for like a boat or something, like I'm just probably not even responding.
Right.
Yep.
I try to respond because I know it's Corey on the other side.
Right.
Like,
the other person on the
hello.
other
Yeah.
But like most people they don't get that. They're just like, whatever, But yes, that's a big struggle for sure.
That, or you're running into, you do have a good conversation right when you meet with the individual,
right,
or you meet with them face to face, and then they ghost you.
And
for,
they're just
6
ghosts in
months
the
to
night.
a year, and then now I'm actually working with one of them as a buyer uniquely, just be like, hey, the time is right now.
Right. Yeah, just literally follow up forever.
Yeah.
It's just, and I think it does matter how you're following up. I mean, there's some people that can do it wrong and keep it salesy all the time, but like at the end of the day, we need to be friends with these people and know that they actually, we want them to know we care. That's why we're doing it,
Taking an interest in their lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you? Biggest struggle you can think of right now?
My big struggle was basically kind of throughout last year, because my thing was finding the balance between who I am and who I had to be in the industry. Because by nature, I'm a very passive person. And then but when it comes to follow-ups and the way the real estate industry works, you have to be aggressive to a certain degree. So my biggest struggle was finding the balance in between those two to what fits me. And then also, does what I am actually fit in the industry, and will I be successful? So it was a lot of
soul searching kind of,
because you kind of said the real estate industry is pretty personal. So it's finding the mix between personal you and business you and making it work. It's more of a lifestyle than a career choice. So if you can't make it work as a lifestyle, then you just gotta find that sweet spot. And it just took a little time finding that.
Yep. Yeah, the difference between Eugene and Eugene.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Somewhere in between. It doesn't need to be so huge.
No, it doesn't. And then you just got to
between.
find one to turn on each one to turn the other one on.
Right.
So it's just about finding that balance. Because it was for me, I was so used to the 9 to 5 from 16. To go into an industry like this where you don't necessarily have
you don't turn it off.
Yeah, you don't turn it off. You're just a realtor 24/7.
It becomes your being. And that is it is a journey of who is that person.
Yep.
And so it's just the new realtor problems. You're gonna have them.
And it takes time figuring that out. Maybe for some people it's a little bit quicker, but for me it just took a little extra time to figure that out. But now I'm okay.
Who are you now?
I'm Eugene.
Boom. There we go. That's the answer. So, I mean, for both of you guys, I think it could be summed up into challenging of our mindsets. You know what I mean? The mindset, if you lose your mindset in this industry, it's game over. If you're not that lion attacking all the time and you just become that gazelle, it's a really quick downward spiral. So I've seen so many promising people get in this industry and leave very quickly because their mindset isn't there. Because you do get beat up. You get beat up.
Oh yeah.
Kicked around.
Yeah, especially a year like last year.
Yeah, man.
They can kick you while you're down.
Well, yeah, and it's we're getting beat up at the same time that our clients are getting beat up because economy rates, all that stuff. So it's tough. But after all of that, it's still the greatest industry of all time. My gosh, yeah, I wouldn't change it. But it's just give me a break. My mindset's only so strong. But you guys both are going to be fine. You made it this far. That means you already passed the test. It's usually right away you figure out, oh, this is not going to work for me. So, what is your favorite part about being on the actual Tyler Miller team, the TMT as we refer to it here? Don't all speak at once.
Yeah, I'll go first. You go first. For me, it's just the atmosphere, because it actually feels like a team environment versus just a bunch of individuals showing up to an office. Because for example, the mini masters we had the other day,
that was such a blast.
It's how many other teams are out there doing that, putting together actually crafting their own mini golf holes and putting it together for a team meeting. So
what was yours for the people that weren't?
Oh yeah, it was a White Claw Castle.
Attaboy.
Yes.
The White Claw Castle, dude. It was
taking a little break from the White Claws because that was a lot to take down.
I was going to say, where did all those empty cans come from, Eugene?
They started out in a box in a liquor store, and then they eventually made it onto a little mat with hot glue.
Yeah, with nothing in there. It's weird. I agree. The Mini Masters was fun, and trying to do stuff like that with you guys is I'd say more than 50% of the reason I have a team. You know what I mean? It's not for the money. I'll tell you that. It's about camaraderie. It's about being part of something greater than just yourself and leveraging all of our systems and assets and skill sets together to create a better life for all of us, in my opinion. So, yeah, culture is super important. One of our newer agents, Max, calls it the TMT house. When he referred to it as that TMT house, I thought that was really cool. Because it's it's more, I feel like it's more of a house than an office.
Can be a little bit of a frat party.
Can sometimes be a frat party. Yeah, it just depends. There's times when mom and dad are away, and I'm sure the kids are at play.
the kids come to play.
I know they do. But when he said that, I was like, that's probably a decent representation. Because I don't love the term family. I don't, because that's just sometimes you get too close. Like a family is too, there has to be some sort of separation, right? There has to be. Otherwise, it's like you're not doing business anymore. So when he referred to it as a house, I kind of liked that. I thought that was a good, I don't know, thought of our team.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the house.
Yeah. Yep.
What about you? Corey?
Yeah, I mean, can echo off what Eugene was saying there. It does feel like a very inclusive culture that we do have here. But I'll actually go a little bit further, just saying just the overall resources and the wealth of knowledge that people possess underneath this house. Right?
Yeah.
It's always great to, not always bounce off ideas per one person. You have multiple people that have been in here and have a plethora of experience that you can constantly just pick their brains and ask questions, which is great because, as you know, and you guys run into all the time, no one situation is alike.
No,
everything
no
is
matter
different.
what.
It's always a case by case situation, and then some people are like, I've been in this for 10 years and I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. I always feel bad being like, like anytime I do like a training, like if someone comes on an appointment with me, I swear to God, almost every time, like, this is a unique one.
Yeah.
It's just like, they're all unique. There's no, like, you can't just have this perfect script, this perfect training, because it's everybody's situation's unique.
Yeah.
So yeah. If we're the house, then like the North Star Alliance is like the city, and the Fast Forward Movement's like the state. Like whether it's any of those things, like, there's a wealth of knowledge throughout our entire culture. And that part's been super awesome with like EXP, just like, because there's times where I don't know. I don't have the answer. And there were also times where like the broker or the manager in the office doesn't have the answer. So then it's like, well, now what?
Yeah.
Now it's like, we have 8,000 people we can throw a question out to, and someone's going to have something. And if no one has the answer, it's probably not a good idea, whatever you're thinking. So, I agree. I think the culture and just, the resources, all that stuff is great. But we try to focus on culture as best we can, because life's about, making memories, experiences, that type of stuff. It's not just about like showing up and
even though this is a business, it's still fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we work hard. And that's what whenever I interview, I mean, I'm sure I said it to you guys when I interviewed you, like, we work harder than everybody else. I say it to every single person. Like, we work hard, but we have fun. Work hard, play hard, for the cliche, but like, we do, I think.
Right.
Okay. Now to a couple fun questions, which you guys don't know. Some would you rather questions. They're all appropriate, kind of. They're as appropriate as they can be, being in the TMT house. But I'll start out with a really easy one. This is real estate related, so this is easy. So really quick, so give your answer and then like a 10-second explanation of why. Let's just keep it short. Would you rather build a new home in your second preferred location or buy an existing home in your first preferred location?
This one's actually So, if I were going to go, I would say I would build a home.
I knew you'd say build.
I'll build. The construction, what can you
do?
Just because I want a very specific
home.
Yeah, because like my house itself, like if down the road when I build my home, because eventually I want to, my garage is going to be like 3 times the size of my house.
For sure.
And finding that already existed is probably going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
So I would build on my second preferred location.
Yep. Okay. What about you?
I'd probably build
as
well. Yeah. It's
man, I'm like total opposite.
Really?
It just I'd say it also depends on.
Have you guys?
I don't want to have a depends conversation.
Have you built a home though, Corey, before?
I have not.
Okay, so then maybe maybe I feel away because I did build one, and I just like it was fun, but like to me, it's like location is like all that matters. Like for example, if we really make this like really compact, it's like, are you across the street from the lake? Or are you on the lake? Are you on the lake with an existing home or off the lake with a new home?
On the lake.
And he might still lean to new home because
I'll just go get a cabin.
And like there's not a wrong answer because like I mean my wife, honestly, she would probably say like she'd rather have like the cool house,
Right.
like the crazy cool big whatever, like something you just probably can't find. Where I'm just like I could live in a split level if I'm like where I want to be. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the house itself.
Yep.
You know, but anyways, no wrong answers.
Yep.
Mine would just be more about like the finishes that are in the house that are existing. Like if it's a complete gut
You
job.
guys
or
are like
anything.
every other buyer we've ever worked
I know.
with. I just
also
want the
want, like,
shiny new.
I want a secret room. That's like a big thing on my list.
Dude, I'm talking to a builder right now that can build a bunker underneath the master closet
Really?
for storms. For
That'd be
like a villa home with a bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, there we go. He's like, it's only like $2,500 more. I'm like, let's do it.
That's not
Why
even
not?
that much at all.
Okay. This one's an interesting one. I don't know what I would say to this, but I found it and I thought it was funny. Would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you?
That's such a weird question. Yeah, I got to think about who my hero is.
I'll let you guys think for a second.
Yeah.
Straight up, my answer is I'd rather have my hero vomit on me.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I don't know why, but I feel like it would be like I'm connected with my hero even more now that he threw up on me,
Yeah.
or she. I don't know who my hero even is.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't know who my hero is, but I think like let's just say it's a celebrity. Like if a celebrity throws up on you, they're probably going to do something nice for you.
That's kinda-
You throw up on a celebrity,
Oh, so you're
a
letting them
laughing
do it
stock.
for like money.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to take me out to like a nice dinner, like movie premiere or something, yeah, or like an athlete, give me season tickets on like the 50-yard.
Joe, you could be a meme for
Oh,
long beyond your life.
you
which
know
would be-
what? He's not wrong.
You're
Which
not-
could be pretty funny just to have the reaction
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
I once again, I don't know who mine would be,
Would you
but
want to be known as the puking guy though? You'd be the vomit guy.
yeah, but if it's on like a Brad Pitt or something like that, you know, that'd be pretty
Dude,
epic.
look at like, well, I'm probably dating myself, but like William Hung from like
American Idol?
American Idol. It was like awful.
Yeah.
But I guarantee the dude is more wealthy than all of us from just
Probably.
being a horrible singer, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take the meme.
Yeah.
And then you guys keep saying you don't know who your hero is. I mean, it's like, it'd be like if I threw up on you or, you know. Just kidding. Okay. Next one. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
I'm too pretty for jail, so coma.
That is 1,000% right.
Put me
Look
in
at
a
those
coma.
locks. Goldilocks here.
In 5 minutes, Eugene would be
Look, if
somebody's
anything happens to me in
girlfriend.
a coma, I don't know about it. Prison, I'd be well aware. So yeah, coma for
Yeah.
sure. Not even a doubt.
Now, is this jail or are we talking prison here? Because
I mean, like,
Like,
5
are we
years.
5 years talking prison, bro?
We're talking prison.
yeah, but there's a difference.
We're talking like prison.
Like 23-hour maximum lockup, or we get
Gen pop.
I mean,
or
like
Gen
you're
pop.
okay. It's not a white collar prison, but it's not like San Quentin or something. Like it's
Okay.
You know, it's not. You don't want to be there.
I'd probably say jail for the sole saying like I don't know if 10 years in a coma. I mean, think of all that can happen that you'd lose touch with.
But wouldn't it be like, you know,
Maybe
like
you feel that way, but you
But
also
to
have to
them-
think about like what you've done for them. You could,
Right.
could lose loved ones in that time
Totally.
frame, and you just have no idea how you're even going to wake up out of that coma.
I think I would totally say jail too, because I feel like if I was in jail, I would work out like every day. And like
Nothing else to do?
You know, like
Yeah.
seriously, I would come out and like just jacked,
Absolutely.
and like I'd feel so good about myself, health wise.
Yep.
I would probably also not do well in jail, like
Yeah.
Eugene.
I'm just saying, you are taller and bigger than me. I'm a small frame guy. I just would not.
You're
do
fun
well at
size.
this. Yeah, pocket size. I'll hold on to that for you.
Yeah,
sir.
exactly. You just hold on to their pocket and walk around. All right, jail. Last, would you rather? Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Where are we living?
Let's say in Minnesota.
Gosh, the land of bipolar.
Right.
So just heat and AC, electricity. We still
Could
So
we
it's-
still do our jobs?
Okay, let's make it this way. You can do your job. This only is in like your personal life. So like take business out of it. Pretend that's whatever.
Okay.
But just in like if you didn't have a job, right? You're
Yeah.
just like living.
Oh, yeah. I would
Internet or
get rid of internet in a
Yeah.
heartbeat. I could live off the grid. no problem.
I mean, you still got to find a spouse someday, so you might need that swipe in action.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know how I'd watch sports or binge watch TV.
I mean, you could get direct TV, right? You don't need internet for that.
Oh yeah, true satellite exists. Honestly, I might go the heat and AC way.
Dude, it's like -30. What are you
I
gonna
can
do?
build a fire. I get like a wood stove.
What if it's too hot? What if it's like 100?
100 water.
You're going to the beach.
I'm going to the beach. Like, I feel like we survived.
You're going to the beach on your phone.
Yeah, I'll make it work. I'll make the no heat and AC work.
I agree. I feel like you could make that work. I don't know. When I read that, I was like, shit.
That's a hard
one.
But I just feel with the way the world's going, like everything's gonna be internet based at some point.
But you
That
know,
would
there's
be
like
hard.
there's just old dudes out there that don't even do the internet. And like they do fine, and
I have buddies that are in their mid-30s who don't have.
They don't do, like, Google?
They have a flip phone. Like, yeah, they might use it.
what
But
they don't go on the computer to pay their bills or something.
they use it for their job, but they leave their 9 to 5 and like 9 to 5, like they work in surveying. And
If
stuff
it was
like that.
social media or AC, like totally, I'd give up social.
Oh,
media.
yeah,
Like,
100%.
internet though.
But the whole internet.
But I mean, you can watch TV and you can do all these other things. You don't need the internet.
I know. Because I have to make a decision, I guess I would give up. I'd give up internet because I fucking hate being hot. I hate it.
See, I can handle being hot.
Ugh.
Being cold is what gets me.
I could be cold. I could think of a few ways to stay warm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you have a spouse.
yeah, you're screwed. I was talking about like 4 blankets. What were you talking about?
Oh yeah, blankets exist.
Yeah.
Don't they? It just proves my point even more. Blankets.
Blankets and fire. Duh. I'd probably give up the internet, but that'd be really hard because I love it. I love funny videos so much. Okay, last question. And for those of you who are still with us after 37 minutes, thank you very much. What are you most excited about for the rest of 2023 in business?
Business related?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess you can mix in some personal life stuff if you got something coming up.
Well, I think it almost goes hand in hand because for me, I'm just really excited about because I feel like everything's coming along now. It's like all clicking. I know what I'm doing. I'm a lot more confident, like what I'm saying to clients and, all, and like especially negotiating too. That's something that I feel very, very confident in. So I think I'm just excited to see how 2023 turns out business wise, and I think that will also affect my personal life in a better way as well.
Yeah,
Corey?
I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunity here in the next few months. I feel like for the last part of a year, you've been getting a lot of pushback from people, and now all those people have came out of the woodwork and they're all ready to go. And it's evident between Eugene right now and then myself. We have probably close to 15 people between the two of us right now that we're actively marketing and going to look at homes every single time. So yeah, it could be. Could
be a heck of a summer, baby.
Yeah, we just need that inventory bump.
I know.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing right now. I got 5 active buyers, but none of them can find a house.
It was the most homes that came on the market this week, though, I think the past 90 plus days. So so hopefully it trends up in that direction, because if it does, I think all of us are probably in for best years.
Looking, I think it was like yesterday, because I have a buyer who's in that between Ham Lake and Lino Lakes, a couple other cities, but. Just between Ham Lake and Lino Lakes, there's only 4 active properties underneath like 420.
Right.
And that's like insane. You got 2, they're pretty big cities, but to only have 4 active listings throughout those 2 cities, it just kind of shows how bad the inventory is right now.
It's only going to get better.
Yep.
Interest rates have come down 5 weeks in a row. It's given people more and more confidence.
Yep.
As long as we just don't have the government get involved and do something silly like they did last year. And then like it wasn't silly. I guess it was needed, but they could have been a little bit more gradual about it.
Yeah, that came quick.
Just, not in 1 month. That would have been great. But yeah, I think I said it back in January. I felt like our March was going to just explode because I know we have so many buyers just waiting for those rates to come down. And then March was just kind of weird again. Just rates, just they kind of, I don't know. They like hung out. They didn't do much.
Yep.
Our winter did not help at all. So, it's 80 degrees, and we're going to get a lot of that, getting people approved for, higher rates than they want, and maybe it doesn't work, so they got to wait. So I just think there's a lot of good things that are going to come, and if you guys just keep doing what you're doing, yeah, you're going to definitely have your best year ever. That's for damn sure. So with that being said, I'll wrap it up. Corey, Eugene, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for everything you do for myself, the team. Love having you guys on the team. If you sold 0 houses, you're still an amazing, like, culture fit. You're great friends. It's just fun to watch you guys, and, you know, just know it means a lot that you want to be on the team and trust that this is a place to build your business. You know, I don't take that for granted for a second ever. So, anyways, for those of you that are still listening, if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest, Corey and Eugene would love your business. These guys do a great job. They're both, you know, everybody on our team's full time. They're there for you whenever you need it. They have obviously great resources to get you in touch with the right people to get you from point A to point B. So reach out to either of them, give them a follow on social media. They're easy to find, and would love to help you with any of your real estate needs. So thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Let's crush the rest of Q2, huh?
Absolutely.
Do it.
All right. See ya.